the Ultra Instinct Air Punch, the attack that uses air shockwaves to inflict damage. One of the mightiest techniques combined with Ultra Instinct. Today, you'll become an insider and know the untold, in-depth power of this technique. Welcome to the Kiai series, here in the Kaioshin realm. So the Ultra Instinct Air Punch is similar to the Kiai cannon, which Super Saiyan Goku used against Final Form Frieza, but it does have distinct differences. The Air Punch primarily involves attacking with, you got it, air, whereas the Kiai cannon involves firing an invisible bundle of ki in a single narrow direction. In case you haven't seen it, I covered that in part 1 of this series, so please do go and check out that video. Now when I mention that it's an Ultra Instinct Air Punch, I don't mean it's only restricted to those who use Ultra Instinct. It's actually a technique used throughout Dragon Ball, however, we are focusing mostly on the Ultra Instinct iterations of it, as they are significantly more powerful and exciting to watch. The first instance of the Air Punch being used with Ultra Instinct was in Super Episode 116. Goku appears to send a punch at high speed to Kefla from hundreds of meters away. It's like a homing missile punch, it's an amazing skill to have. Ultra Instinct granted Goku's body to know the optimal timing and opening for this attack, and capitalized on Kefla's lack of air recovery to inflict further abdominal damage and environmental damage. But what was this punch exactly and how does it work? Well, the amazing thing is, this punch is 100% nostalgic, as Goku used it way back against Chi-Chi in the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. When Chi-Chi went up against Goku, she was verbally confident she could defeat him. However, before she could even react, Goku quickly ringed her out. Everyone was astounded and Master Roshi explained Goku punched the air with tremendous force, which created a shockwave that hit Chi-Chi before she can even think to dodge it. This doesn't mean though that the attack is so much faster than Goku himself, but it is an attack that's completely unconventional, hard to predict, and potentially you need to have amazing eyesight and abilities to even see it coming. The reason it worked so well was Chi-Chi was nowhere near Goku's level, and it's likely it wouldn't have been nearly as effective against Piccolo Jr., especially when Piccolo remarks that its origins are actually demon folk, which means it's one of Kami's techniques. So it's probably a Namekian attack. So did Goku use a Namekian attack and combine it with Ultra Instinct against Kefla? Well, it's debatable whether it's Namekian or whether King Piccolo derived it himself without Kami knowing and gifted it to Piccolo Jr. However, Goku has vastly improved, so rather than creating a shockwave that travels 10 meters, he can create one that travels hundreds of meters. This punch does look similar to Hit's Matter Transcending Punch, you know, the one that can just travel through anything using the power of time. But there are distinct differences with the Air Punch, but I do promise to do a video on that other one soon. Perhaps the most powerful, but less visually clear example of the Ultra Instinct Air Punch is in Super Episode 129. When Ultra Instinct Saiyan Goku defends himself from Jiren's onslaught, the Elder Kaioshin explains Jiren's ultra high frequency punching technique sends powerful shockwaves directly towards Goku. He also notes the incredible scale that Jiren can perform them. It's amazing how infinitely more powerful and farther travelling these shockwaves go compared to the original instance in Goku vs Chi-Chi. Instead of a single punch, Jiren punches the air in what appears like tens of punches per second, sending all those shockwaves towards Goku. Using Ultra Instinct, Goku was then cancelling these shockwaves impeccably so that the small piece of rock on which he stood remained. Piccolo noted how Goku was avoiding Jiren's attacks, but I believe these attacks weren't primarily to injure Goku, rather to keep hammering away the rocks around him, eventually leading to Goku's ring out. Yet Ultra Instinct allows for the perfect synchronization of action, so that Goku could cancel out Jiren's shockwaves and mitigate any effects to the rock on which he directly stood. In other words, Ultra Instinct established a partnership between Goku and the rock. I know that sounds crazy, guys. But then, as Goku transitioned into complete Ultra Instinct, Goku started punching the air himself, sending shockwaves towards Jiren. Toppo first recognized sparks appearing in the gulf between Jiren and Goku, and realized they were the result of the two opposing shockwaves colliding. As Goku grew increasingly closer to complete Ultra Instinct, the number of air shockwaves Goku sent was exponentially increasing. After a few seconds, Goku hit the air so powerfully that it created an incredible shockwave which obliterated all of Jiren's air shockwaves and travelled all the way up to Jiren, forcefully impacting his torso, just like what happened to Kefla. This scene was difficult to analyse due to the animation, as all the air punches in this scene weren't animated individually. But we all can understand it would have been impossible to animate any better the thousands of punches occurring. But I believe Goku sent out this massive shockwave despite us not seeing him punching the air like in previous examples. What did you think of this scene, guys? Comment down below. Personally for me, it's one of my all-time favourites. Moving on. The most recent instance of the Ultra Instinct Air Punch was in manga chapter 59, when Ultra Instinct signed Goku fought Moro. Like in the previous instances, Goku is seen punching the air a distance away from his opponent. Jocko described Goku was whipping his fist really fast to fire off blasts of air, meaning he constantly was able to send multiple shockwaves of air at Moro through punching the air really fast repeatedly. Here Goku does it many times to Moro. This is a vast improvement compared to the Kefla fight, but it certainly wasn't as impressive as Ultra Instinct signed Goku versus Jiren as discussed, where hundreds to thousands of air shockwaves were colliding. Unfortunately, the punches here aren't strong enough since Moro is stronger and he doesn't take lasting damage, but it serves as a distraction and makes him to have his hands full, creating further openings for Goku. Going back a bit, another example of the air punch was used by Jiren in Super Episode 107. When Maji Kayo had Dispo pinned down, Jiren stepped in to show he's the boss. Jiren is seen setting his feet in the same positioning Ultra Instinct signed Goku did. Jiren's left foot is positioned further forward than the right, and this is a key thing in martial arts. It's actually the orthodox stance known to increase the power of your right-handed punch by facilitating adequate hip rotation. We're shown both Jiren and Goku perform the orthodox stance. Then Jiren punches the air very quickly some meters away from Maji Kayo's body. The result is a powerful air shockwave striking Maji Kayo, cutting apart his shapeshifter body and sending him flying off the stage in a flurry of high winds and a tremendous air shockwave. The Universe 3's Kaioshin notes Jiren defeated Maji Kayo by the mere force of his punch, which confirms the analysis that Jiren punched the air and not Maji Kayo, as his fist never contacted him. Jiren only contacted the air. What do you think of this technique being used with Ultra Instinct? Comment down below, let me know your thoughts. Last video's #Enders winner is Nana Kojo. Congratulations to you and thanks to everyone who watches my videos all the way through till the end. And if you made it this far, comment down below #Enders for your chance to get featured at the end of the next video. And also guys, remember to like and subscribe and also check out the other videos in this series on the Kiai. Thanks, Kai.